I'm pretty sure that this has happened to you. Imagine that you're watching a movie or TV show or maybe playing a video game, but then you heard a sound effect that stuck in your mind, and then even nowadays you can still remember how it sounded. For example, the iconic lightsaber, or Pac-Man, or even the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. These are just a few examples of famous sound effects, but there are many more that have become iconic and instantly recognizable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make some famous sound effects, but before that, let me introduce myself very quick. Hi, my name is Christopher, but as a music producer, DJ, and sound designer, my name is Music by Onda. I mainly do electronic dance music, but sometimes I like to do other stuff like the one that you're about to see. I'm gonna try my best to make these two famous sound effects. Number 1, the TIE Fighter from Star Wars. Number 2, Godzilla's atomic breath. I'm going to start a brief story of how each sound effect was originally made. After that, I will tell you how I made my own version of them and of course, show you how it sounds. So we gotta start with this question. Who was the person that created this sound effect? Because nowadays we have AI that can create many things, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. The person that created this sound effect was the man himself, Ben Burtt. Ben designed the TIE Fighter sound effect with a mixture of elephant calls, cars driving through wet pavement, and use an analog synthesizer to create the sound effect. Now that we know that, let me show you what I did. I drag and drop all the sounds that I have downloaded. I listen to each one and just use the ones that I like more. Here are just a few examples of them. For my own version, I wanted to start from the beginning of the original sound effect. That wasn't really working, but it was kind of similar to something in the middle. Basically, I was using a synthesizer to create white noise. Then I added an effect called effector. Can be used to many things, but what I was using for was to change the frequency.
What do you mean by that?
Just don't worry, listen very closely to this clip. Which is something similar to this section. Kind of. Right? Don't worry, it gets better. After that, I was starting to use different elephant sounds and also the cars driving through the wet pavement. I have to use them because, well, they are in the original sound effect. I added effects like distortion, filters, EQs, and of course, reverb to make them big, to make them longer. So the sound was getting better, but then I hit a wall. I was trying to make a sound like the horn or the engine that the TIE Fighter does. I tried using the synthesizer, I tried using the car driving through the wet pavement, but it wasn't working. But since it is a spaceship, why not using a rocket sound effect? That could work, right? This took the sound to the next level. I was using the engine from a low-scale rocket. So I added more distortion, reverb, and of course automations. I also recorded many of the elephant sounds with a bunch of effects, reversed them one by one, and trying to find the spot for each one of them in the mix. And after doing this for almost 2 hours, I have reached this point. I was so happy with what I just made. I couldn't believe it. I never thought that I could get this result. It was crazy. To my taste, it has some differences from the original sound, but in some way it's similar to it. This was so fun. Let's go to the next one. It's Godzilla's turn. The sound effect from Godzilla's charged atomic breath was made by Akira Ifukube for the 1954 Japanese film Gojira. Ifukube used a combination of various animal roars and electronic sounds to create the iconic sound effect. I want to point out that the sound effect has changed in some way through the time, so what I aim for is something like the more recent films. For example, Godzilla King of the Monsters, or maybe Godzilla vs. Kong. I never found what a specific electronic sound effect used Ifukube, so that can be many, but many different things. What came to my mind while listening to that sound effect was a synthesizer. I use in this case Serum with a sine wave in oscillator A and a triangle wave in oscillator B. After that, I added sound effects like distortion, EQ, a little bit of chorus, and reverb. Also, since the sounds has to go up as it's charging, I added a pitch automation. So that way it can make the effect like. As it rises, the reverb it fades away and also the sound is getting more and more distorted. So I had to use 2 more automations. While Godzilla is charging his atomic breath, the sound effect gets faster and faster. For that, I just added more notes and tried to find the space between each one. So we're almost getting to the peak moment when Godzilla is about to release his atomic breath. Sometimes he makes this little pause, complete silence, and you may hear a little roar coming before the burst of his breath. I wanted to make that powerful. What can that be? Well, Ifukube was using some animals' sound effects, right? Why not using a roar from a lion? Or maybe from a tiger? But that wasn't enough. So I added effects and also pitched them down, but still, I'm not getting what I was looking for. So what else could I need? Fire! Fire! Fire is coming out of his mouth! What is something powerful and also relates to fire? Big explosions! We're there, ladies and gentlemen! Baby, we are there! I had a blast with this. Again, I was so happy and proud of the things that I just made. I stressed myself, but also I did enjoy it. If you have got to this point, thank you, but thank you so much for watching. If I have entertained you or maybe you have learned something new from this video, then give it a thumbs up. It doesn't take you too much time. Also, if you want to see more of my future content, you can subscribe, and why not hitting that bell so you get notified every time that I upload a new video. I'll be making more videos and more music I will be releasing in the future. And speaking of music, here's another video, or more specifically a YouTube music video that I made for my song Ocean. You are gonna see people diving and people surfing and making tricks. It's crazy, it's cool. Go check it out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.